Today we're going to be using the wall and some simple props to work on some really accessible, gentle inversions. So you think inversions, you instantly think handstand or headstand. It doesn't always need to necessarily be so active to get the benefits of an inversion. So today we're going to experiment with how the wall and some blankets can help us get upside down. So we're going to be using 3 blankets for a supported shoulder stand. And when you pull your blankets off the shelf or wherever you have them, you want to start by smoothing out as many of the wrinkles as you can. And you're going to take them on the smooth end and line them up almost. It's just a tiny little stair step, so they're not perfectly flush, but almost. So this is going to create a surface for us. Our shoulders are going to be actually up on the blankets, and our head is going to be down on the mat. So then the back of the neck can be long and free. And a lot of times what you'll see in shoulder stand, especially without props, is that a lot of weight is going into the neck, which is a really bad thing to do. It's a good way to injure yourself quite seriously. So by placing the blankets and bringing our shoulders up onto that, we take all the weight off our neck and we bring the shoulder stand into the shoulders, right? So we're laying out our blankets in our little stair step. We have our mat up against the wall, and you might need to shift this a little bit, but the general idea is when we bring our seat to the wall, our shoulders are gonna line up with the edge of the blankets, and maybe just a little bit in, because the tendency when you start to lift your legs up and come upside down, you're gonna shift naturally just a little. So I'll show you what that looks like. We're going to come over here, slide our hips up against the wall, come down onto our side. So my shoulders are a few inches from the edge of the mat, but I think that should work for now. Then I'm going to roll over onto my back. Good. Okay, so we start our legs just a little bit up the wall. And before we move, a couple things. I don't want you to move your head from side to side once we start lifting our hips. So we're going to shimmy our shoulders in just a little bit towards each other. And you can even reach down, take a hold of the sides of your mat and give them a tug to help you roll your shoulders back. Good. Then from there, we start lifting the hips up. Keep tugging into your mat. Keep sliding the shoulder blades in towards each other. And you want to walk your feet up so that your thighs and your shins are making kind of a 90-degree angle. This is going to draw your hips directly over your shoulders. One more little tug to shimmy the shoulder blades in towards each other. Then we're going to bend the elbows, bring the hands onto the back for support. Good. So collarbones widen. The backs of the triceps ground down, the shoulders ground down. From here, you can let the gaze soften and breathe. So this will be our supported variation. We call it Shalamba Sharvangasana. So sometimes known as everything pose, because it's said that the benefits of an inversion, such as shoulder stand, are it benefits your entire system. So we'll take a few breaths here. Keep grounding the shoulders down. Soften the face. Good. Now very slowly, very carefully, we're going to release our hips back down. walk our legs down the wall. And you can use your arms for support as you roll over onto one side. And don't be in a rush to get up too quickly. So commonly we'll hold shoulder stand for anywhere from 1 minute to maybe 5 or 6 minutes. But when you've been upside down, if you come up too quickly, you might get a little bit lightheaded. So give yourself a few breaths. And then we're going to walk ourselves up. Now, our second inversion of our practice, even a little more gentle than that version of shoulder stand. We're going to take one of our blankets. We're going to fold it in half. We're going to slide our other two blankets off to the side. And now we're going to bring our blanket up directly against the wall. So this time we're going to be doing a variation of Viparita Karani. We call it legs up the wall pose. We might even fold this in half again like so. So here we're adding just a gentle back extension, and a nice way to do that is to lift the hips high. So a nice alternative for the folded blanket would be just a bolster. Works really well here. But we're going to bring it all the way up against the wall. Then we're going to slide. So our hip is up against the wall. We'll lower onto our side, lower onto our shoulder. And we're going to roll onto our back. So our hips come up onto the bolster. And then our legs extend straight up the wall. Now, if this feels too intense in the backs of the legs, you can always scoot a little bit further away from the wall. Bring your hips further, bring your shoulders further. But if you're able to have the seat all the way flush and the legs completely extended, that's nice too. We can walk the shoulder blades in towards each other just a little bit, widening the collarbones. And here are a couple options with the hands. You can extend the arms out to a T. Or you can bring one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. Allow yourself to feel your breathing. Gaze can soften or eyes close. Good. Now this is a pose that you can hold for quite a long time. You can stay here, if you'd like, 5 or 6 minutes, maybe even up to 10, so long as it's comfortable. When you feel complete, very simply, you're going to walk your feet down the wall, roll to one side, and same as before, try not to lift yourself up too quickly. And that is our inversions using the wall today.